Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Destiny tour. New season. Don't know why, I just want to play a shooter, I want to play something, and, well, this is here. So, I'm gonna play a bit of it. Part of me's like, no, I shouldn't, I don't want to. But, it's here. I'll play a little. Probably do some PvP. Also recently joined a group in this, whatever it's called. Oh, okay. Yes. Clan. Test clan, please ignore. I joined Test in EVE Online, so they had a Destiny clan, so I thought, we'll join it. Large XP boost? What?
This morning, for the first time in humanity's long and storied history, the sun did not rise. Osiris tells me it's a Vex simulation that has plunged the city into an endless night. It seems they have found a way to harness our energy against us. And even in all his wisdom, Osiris can offer no solution. I don't know what will happen if we can't break the Vex's hold over the city. I do know that we must protect our people, no matter the cost. The Vex are machines, and no one understands machines better than the Elixir. Osiris and I could only think of one we might turn to. Mithrax, Kell of House Light. My spies report he claims to be among the last sacred Splicers, those with the power to commune with machines. He may be our best and only hope. Find him, Guardian, before the Vex do.
They can outright commune with machines. Ah. I was thinking they were just like very mechanically minded. You know, they make great engineers or what have you. Rather than literally communing with machines. Cool. Okay, it seems it's going to throw me right into going to find them.
It's been a long time, Guardian. My hidden report that Mithrax was last seen on Europa, helping Varix evacuate Elixni defectors. Both the Vex and Aramis's loyalists are down there hunting for survivors, shooting anything that moves. Be sure to shoot back. We need Mithrax alive if he's to help us with our Vex problem.
I think that's someone we haven't met yet. My hidden. The hidden. I think it's about the shore. Or the shining city. Maybe? Doesn't sound like Ikora.
You're closing in on some residual signals.
It is Ikora.
It could be Elixni bound for House Light. Or it could be more of Aramis's loyalists. Clear the Vex and introduce yourself to the survivors. Make it known you're not a threat. Unless you need to be.
She sounds like less of an asshole than before. It was partially her voice. There was a twang I didn't like. Not accent, but it was just like, you know, like there's like asshole voices. Yeah. Like, you know, it's like you sound like a cunt, basically. I keep thinking of the fan-translated panel going around. This man speaks like a bitch. I can't remember the name of the manga. The guy kind of looks like Joseph Joestar Part 3. That's kind of a look of him. But, and people were making jokes that it was him. Like he ends up in a fight with someone better than him. So, apparently he trained his horse deliberately to, like, kick rocks at people. To give him an edge in a fight. So, yeah. I thought Mithrax was elsewhere. Well, I guess he must have left whatever sanctum he was at and came here to personally get them out. It'd be interesting if his communion ability would actually be able to work on Vex, given their ultra-dimensionalness. See, this is why you have an Eldritch waifu. You know? Problem solved. Don't need to worry about any of this shit. Just have her deal with it. What's this? Ah, nothing. No, he is actually down below. That's my go-to answer for everything, really. Oh.
The Elixir cleared out before the Vex showed up.
2 used to Riders.
You can learn where they're headed.
Far too used to Outriders. Been bouncing between the boat, but I haven't played that in a while.
Their positions. Trigger, message repeat. This is Misrax. To those who renounce the violence of House Salvation and seek refuge in the House of Light. I will be landing a skiff near Asterian Abyss. Bring only what you need. We must prioritize survivors over their positions. Trigger, message repeat.
Asterian Abyss. That's their rendezvous point. A single skiff recently touched down near your position. It's got to be Mithrax. Hurry, Guardian, before he takes off.
You know, we can occasionally talk. It bugs me on some level how, like, indecisive Bungie is in our ability to actually speak. Ah, I didn't see this. It's a little annoying to me. What's up, dirtbags? Ooh, whoa! Fight or flight? Yeah, right. Let me just change my... Put that on. I'm stuck with this for the moment. Sadly, I wasn't able to get the Olympic Games legendary. That would have been great, and that crash is new as far as I remember. It's not ringing a bell, that one. But the Olympic Games gun apparently gave you a shield as you were firing, or even just using it, holding it. I was seeing a video there. A guy did. His YouTube name, as far as I can see, isn't a straight-out name. Like Palnai, Silent Fan, Anonymous. It was. If there's a name there, I couldn't see it beyond a string of letters. So I can't say who it was. Had an interesting accent, not quite one I could place. Probably yeah, some American variant, but there's God, there's fucking tons. He was showing off like different tricks of how to keep your KDA up. Or KD up in PvP. And he was showing up that off as during one part of it. Not as in...
Bad time to ask for a favor, but he and his House of Light still worship the Traveler.
But it was less that, oh, this is a great gun, more that because I had this gun, I could just approach these kind of dangerously. Because I knew they wouldn't be able to blitz me down. And since they weren't in cover, I could blitz them. So I'm kind of sad I don't have that gun. I don't really have good guns. Hard light is fine, I'm sure, but it's meant to be good for PvP. According to others I heard. But, really? You're gonna be fussy? Oh, asshole. But, this and my melee, or my heavy, I need to get a different shotty. He was recommending, yeah, this is new.
Flames. Someone brought down the skiff. Quick now. Secure the crash site and assist the survivors, if there are any.
Yeah, I need. Well, also, I was gonna say, yeah, I could have fucking told you that. Quantum Hobgoblin. Well, I can quantum in a moment. Get Deepak Chopra in here. But Oprah, Chopra, Reedra. Yeah, I need to switch them out for something better. Something fancy. Then again, maybe that was an exotic. Actually, no, I think that seasonal weapon was an exotic, so that explains its fancy little move. But still, there's probably better guns I could have. Fuck you! It's rather hot here, sadly, so I'm just gonna turn the fan on for a mo. Sup? Sadly, I don't have a good one-liner here. It's like, commune with this! But it works more against these.
Ambush the Elixir defectors. There are bodies in the snow. Nothing can be done for them now. Mithrax must have let a few survivors out, but they're completely exposed. Eyes up. Move.
Thank you, marker. The ice here is trippy. Did they ever explain what this is? Maybe it was darkness energy. I think it's the right color scheme.
You're close, and I'm picking up unusual energy spikes ahead. Be ready for anything.
Unusual in what regard? Everything's fucking wonky. Run away! We're alien French!
The Guardian is almost here. Stay down. Stay quiet.
How do you know we can trust them?
I don't. What the light provides. Guardian, I find you in the light, and on your signal. I call a ray.
Mithrax Cal, it is an honor. We've been searching for you for some time.
This is known. You are not the only one with hidden eyes. Many enemies pursue my house of light. We did not wish to be found.
Then times are desperate for us both. The Vanguard seeks your assistance.
I am aware. Vex systems pulse with talk of the city's endless night. But my people demand much protection. If this Guardian could assist me in blinding the Vex here, we can speak without risking more bloodshed.
Blinding the Vex. My Guardian will do whatever you need.
Wow.
I have opened the door for you, Guardian. Will you walk the path of the sacred Splicer?
Sure. Jacking in.
Did you send them into a Vex simulation?
The path before them is no illusion. The Guardian ventures through the Vex domain itself, where the machines guard their most precious secrets.
I can only assume it's like some vaguely spiritual, machine spiritual shit. Trippy. It's always weird when you start going in, you know, like, we're hacking the system by jumping right into it. Always gets weird, but they commune with machines through magic and literally sent us right into one. Alright then. Or am I misunderstanding it? I have no fucking clue anymore. I'm seeing binary here, I'm getting concerned, I might have seen it too. Yeah, I've no idea what's going on anymore. I'm trying to bullshit it out here, but my mind's elsewhere. Apologies.
I will clear the way.
So is this just a stronghold of theirs, or is it actually part of some, like, code or what?
Freely through space. None but our most skilled splicers can even perceive. The light shines strong within you.
Like, is this a machine spiritual plane, or is it this? No, from sounds of it, it isn't just a hidden stronghold. It is more like that. If it's a place they can't even perceive. Sup? Ooh. So yeah, I've no fucking clue how to articulate it.
Hold fast, Guardian. I will alter the fabric of this Vex system to aid you.
Vex system. So yeah, I think my bullshit's still on track. I know, my head is a little elsewhere. I know, I feel a little fogged right now. It's annoying. I get like this, sometimes my brain just does not entirely cooperate. Could be an anxiety thing, I'm just worried I'm flubbing up what I'm saying. Oh well, Sylvie. So, Vex system. Okay, so she was saying that, queried, did he send me into a Vex simulation? And he's like, oh no, this is quite real. And then he made a remark that we move easily through a place that not even that only their best or not even their best can perceive. So again, it kind of ends up sounding like it's a machine plane, machine spiritual plane. Fuck if I know. Maybe they'll properly articulate it in a bit. But maybe my mind's just not clicking it right. Sometimes it can be obvious, but in the finalizer. No! I will not finalize on the steel! Not yet! But, yeah, like if I came back and looked at this later, it might be completely different to me. So, I have no idea. Don't hate on me too hard.
You are farther than I have ever been. Find the Vex Curator, destroy it, and claim the living code woven through its core.
The living code. Yeah, when I was saying this machine spiritual thing, like it's a, I don't know, spiritual representation of the inner workings of their stuff. It's another plane of existence. Of machine shit. Kinda wish I could just like absent-mindedly kick the ground here. Fits with what with my just babbling. It's just bugging me because I'm not getting an entirely clear answer of what the fuck this is. So I'm just like, okay, I just jumped down through a hole in the floor. It's like that one Simpsons Halloween episode when he got sucked into the real world. And now I'm in this weird space. And you just think, oh no, it's quite real. I'm inability to perceive it, and it's just like, you know, machine spiritual shit or what? You know? I'm just perplexed. Howdy. Subjugated. Sometimes I feel like they just throw random names to them. Whoop. 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 That's why I like this helmet. Gives me extra bit of survivability. I would have died there without it. Whoa! Oi! So nice of the Vex not to have pulled this last week when the Cabal were invading. Surely their simulations would have said us being distracted with another threat would be a good time. So nice that all our enemies take turns.
You must flee. No. Do not fall in that lightless place.
Gonna have to thank you.
Another power works against me, pushing back. This is troubling.
Ooh. Getting distracted. Ooh!
The system is collapsing. Hold strong. I will create another exit.
Vex signals are dissipating from your region. They're leaving.
Yes. With the core you hold, the secrets of the Vex reveal themselves to us. To study such an artifact would benefit us both. But there is no time. My people must move on if we hope to survive.
Mithrax, I saw those who wished to join you dead in the snow. Let them be the last to fall. Come, shelter in our city. You and your people.
Ikora Kel, can you offer the Elixni such a thing?
I just did. You'll be under the Vanguard's protection. The Vex are the enemy here, and any Lightbearer who disagrees can take it up with me.
Then we accept. With light in our hearts, we will join you in your city, beneath the Traveler.
We saw the baby iterations of these. Kind of creepy, but I also want to guzzle the shit out of them. Or hug them, you know? They're kind of cute at the same time. Also, I'm not too up on the lore of this. We saw the full body cyborgs of this setting are the... Ooh, is this where they made the deal? Probably not, probably not. It's a big circle. Yeah, no, that was more properly enclosed and grassy. Remember the robot people in this setting are made with darkness, and it's not just human mind and machine, it's also the literal darkness built into them. Or something, apparently. I've just, you know, you hear snippets here and there, so I'm not entirely sure. But, well, I'm thinking if these people can literally commune with machines and shit, they'll probably be the ones to actually pull off such a thing. You know? Like, he clearly has some degree of cybernetics. I'm seeing weird lines in the air. Oh, it's because of the Vex shit. Yeah. Yeah, the Linsky would probably be the ones to pull that off if they can literally commune with machines, you know? Or at least he can. Like, clearly has some degree of cybernetics, but, you know, a full upgrade shit? Probably he could pull those off. In theory, at least. Sorry, I like the idea of, you know, mechanical immortality. As good as I'm gonna get till I find Eldridge Waifu. Gooey eyes are mildly unnerving. Do they have an off switch? No, built-in nightlights. How do they see if your eyes give off light? Light is meant to come in. Whatever. It's like a bout of grenades, but it's a bout of babies.
My people shelter beneath the great machine. This is beyond simple generosity. I must thank Ikora for her gift.
This sanctuary is not granted by Ikora alone, but by all who live in the last city.
Yes, and on their behalf, let me extend a welcome. I am Osiris, and this is Lakshmi too, future War Court leader and city representative.
My greatest appreciations to you both. The House of Light thanks you.
Your house can best show gratitude by keeping to itself. I know your assistance with the Vex will benefit us all, but not everyone in the city is so open-minded. You appear to be settling in. I will leave you to it.
If you require further help from us, you must only ask.
I shall. There are several modifications we will need for stable ether production.
Submit a proposal to Ikora. She seems willing to get you anything you need. I must return to the people in the city. Future War Court has foreseen great misery for them in the days ahead, and they will need an advocate. I often forget how highly those in the tower have placed themselves. The air is thin there. Best not to breathe too much of it.
She's apparently looking to usurp the
You
city
must understand
leadership.
the situation is tense for us all. This encampment perches on the edge of decree and democracy. I hope your stay with us will be uneventful.
As do I.
You groovy, mate. Splicer Servitor in the Linsky wing of Helm. If you get in it, that should help. Seems to be a sleeping bag, mate.
Humans think of ether as food for Elixni, a form of sustenance. That's only partially true. Ether also catalyzes physical maturation and promotes molting. In that sense, it's like hormones in human adolescence. In a world of unlimited ether, like Rees before the whirlwind, all Elixni look like captains. That's our final form. Most Elixni you see now are underdeveloped. They're forever stunted by ether rationing, which began as a necessity and gradually evolved into a mechanism of social control. Now, ruthless leaders like Spider use the distribution of ether to keep their followers dependent. If Elixni are ever to live in peace, we must make ether available to all, regardless of rank.
So it's not just food, but it's literally, like, I guess their body doesn't produce enough hormones itself for them to grow and mature. So, like, they end up down arms, or did you take injuries? Jeez, that's okay. Yeah, that's even worse.
During our golden age, the Elixni civilization spanned many star systems, farther than humanity could imagine. And in all of our
As in-
exploration, we never found anything more wondrous than the Great Machine. It's one of the few things that all Elixni houses can agree on. That's why shrines like these are made of many small pieces. Each bit was added by a different house. It's a tradition that lasted generations. Most of those houses are now extinct, and their members are scattered. It's funny. I revered the Great Machine all my life, without ever having seen it. And now that it's right overhead, I still look to this shrine for comfort.
It's probably because the idol, the icon, was more of a, like, you know, your god is literally there, but you're kind of disconnected from it. It's the idol, the icon. But when it's further than humanity could imagine, as in further than they could imagine colonizing planets, as in it was such a grand system, or for Olinsky, who we just see as the fallen, as scavengers and pirates. That, you know, the idea that they had more than one world or backwater, you know.
took my name from his first awoken friend, Sierra Ido. As scribe for the House of Light, it's my job to preserve our house's history, so that hatchlings may one day learn our stories. Mizrax Kel requested that I leave some records for the humans of the last city, so they might learn about Elixni culture in their own time. As he says, inside a ketch, everyone breathes the same air. Though I have doubts that the humans will care to hear our stories, the snipers who look down on us do not seem like the curious types. But the Great Machine has chosen them, so I must give them the benefit of my faith. Hopefully this effort does not go wasted. Some Elixni tell hatchlings that these wards keep guardians from attacking us in our sleep. We know this is not true, of course, but it helps hatchlings to rest peacefully. Soon enough, they must learn that the guardians cannot be stopped by such things. That they cannot be stopped at all, even by death. After that, the ward changes meanings. For grown Elixni, it's a reminder that the Great Machine blesses life givers and killers alike. But now that we have seen the Guardians among their own people, taking orders and making awkward small talk, I don't think this tradition will continue in the House of Light. We no longer see Guardians as monsters, just people, frightened and misguided.
One issue for Guardians that, well, at least some Guardians imagine, they're reborn with no memory of their past. And then they're just thrown into combat. Their whole center as people is kind of ripped away from them. Nature, nurture, our experiences are a big part of what makes us who we are. Our experiences shape us, they form us. And the Guardians are reborn with nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And then are just flung into combative situations and have to make do with them. So it's not a good... she's saying just see them people frightened and misguided. You know, being in that kind of condition wouldn't help, you know? Maybe I'm overplaying my hand there, but you get my point. Depending on this condition Guardians are when they res, if like they've forgotten everything about who they were, for good or for ill, really. Like history-wise, maybe it's a very good thing they've forgotten who they were, you know. But is that one of their tanks? Yes, it's quite trashed out. But I imagine it would also have an effect on their development as a person, if you get me. Again, your experiences shape you, make you who you are. Suddenly, not having any experiences, being deprived of that, you'd imagine would shake people's character, you know, harm them, character, their psyche, you know, wouldn't be a healthy way to be. And again, the Vanguard does employ psychopaths and give them a license to kill. So, yeah. Again, remember the entry the quest I did before, where the Vanguard person considered, what's the Gambit guy, him, to be pathetic. Because he was broken by constantly starving to death and rezzing, starving to death, rezzing, starving to death, rezzing, dying in fights, and then watching a little girl die in his arms, and him unable to save her, help her. She considered him pathetic for it. So yeah, the Vanguard gives psychopaths license to kill, drive trains through buildings. So yeah, I don't feel too harsh in my stance there of stripping away people's character, things that make them who they are, and then just fling them into combat, not being a healthy thing. I don't feel too harsh in that assessment of this. It's not something on the bunk, it's the next floor.
This Shank has been with us for many years. She's temperamental, but loyal. She's in need of constant repair, but we're used to it. Our house has fixed every part of her, from sensors to exhaust. So when I look at her, I don't see an object. I see the members of my house. I see myself. To us, machines are vessels, not just tools. This is why scrapworking is so important to Elixni culture. It's a way of sharing our spirit with the world, even when we have nothing. I'm sure that Guardians feel the same way about their tower. It's more than a hollow form, more than the rubble it was built from. The tower is the keeper of the Vanguard spirit, and you would defend it more fiercely than any other building. Is it not so?
So, can the Elinsky Fallen have they need Ether. But can they have anything else? Or is that the only thing that they can have? My mind's going back to end of Mass Effect 3. I do want to get onto those games, not the remastered iterations, they're apparently butcherings. But they're pointing out that at the end of them, there's tons of alien fleets stranded by Earth with no food. They can't eat any human food, so the aliens that came to help are just gonna starve to death. People were saying, oh, invisible walls. So in that situation, if they had no Ether, could they have a hamburger? Or are they incapable of consuming that? I imagine they must be able to have other things, and Ether is just the best thing for them. But I would also be puzzled by their development. If that they, why are they so reliant on Ether? They wouldn't have always had the ability to make it. As natural, how did they come to be? As natural beings, how would they be? Think of it this way. Humans, we eat food, to keep going, survive. And as we grow, as time goes on, our bodies develop and grow. The Linsky don't develop without Ether, which requires them to have a certain tech level with certain gadgets. So how would they be able to get to such a level if they're stunted and underdeveloped? It seems like a really weird way for a critter to evolve, to be very reliant on a future tech that's completely beyond them. For eons. there's also no explanation as to what they mean by Ether. We have Ether IRL, which is, I think it's like a anesthetic? Let me check. I think I remember someone saying before it does knock you out to get it. It's a drug. Anesthetic's probably the wrong thing. Physical properties. Okay, no. I think they were wrong. When I look up ether here, it's just telling me about, like, it's a class of organic compounds. Okay, if I look up ether drug, what will I get? The FDA up my ass, I'm sure. It's commonly used as solvent in laboratories and starting food for some engines. So, yeah. I think maybe the other person was wrong, or maybe there's yet another type of ether. So it's just like, presumably their type's different. Somehow I doubt it's, you know, engine oil. But it's still like, what the fuck is it? And it just, I don't know, it kind of seems weird. Like, why is their very development so tied into such a, well, you know, random thing? Have they been, like, gene modded so much that they're dependent on it now? It makes me think a little of the Jove from EVE Online, where they are gene modded and altered themselves so much they're now afflicted with the Jovian disease. Basically, inevitably, any Jove, any and all Jove, can contract an ailment where they just fall into an absolute state of depression. They can't be brought out of it, and they will just wither away. There's no cure. The reason why capsuleers are even a thing is because Jove are like, okay, we got this advanced tech. Let's study like less modded humans, and try and fix us through that. And it's like, hey, you want this tech? It makes you immortal. And they got to study on modded humans. Apparently, they've, you know, collapsed like a fan in the closet, in the cupboard anyway. But it was their attempt. So, is that the case, or what is it? Like, have they always been like this, or is this a modded status? Like, have they been altered to be dependent on it? Or what?
I discovered this shell among spider supplies. Many Elixni fear guardians, but delight at your ghosts. We think of them as extensions of the great machine's will, deserving of reverence. When we arrived here, we were surprised to discover that many guardians treat their ghosts like equals, or worse, like servants. Guardians throw their lives away for sport, in games like Crucible or Gambit, taking the miracle of resurrection for granted. As if ghosts needed the humans and not the other way around. Elixni have had their blessings from the Great Machine, it's true, but we've never known the power that ghosts grant humanity. I think that if Elixni became guardians, we would use the light to serve the Great Machine, not our own amusement.
Why not both? And anyway, the Great Machine does shit. It doesn't even tell us its will. It just sits there. It's not even paying rent. But, yeah, it doesn't do shit. We had a speaker, but the speaker just intuited shit. He doesn't commune with it. I think it's in an even better state now. But, you know, you can't serve a being that does shit all. It doesn't even tell you what it needs done. Maybe they can commune with it and find out, but fuck, it just left them to die. So I don't think they can do much either. And anyway, the ideal idea of Gambit, well, Crucible, is that yeah, we're live, die, repeating. The best enemy is someone else who can do that. Yeah, there's some entertainment and enjoyment out of it, but it is meant to be to make us better fighters. Gambit, yeah, that's just to make money. Still contesting against other Guardians. Again, an enemy that can stand, closer to you like that is a good one to fight against. To be better. I see her point certainly, but there is utility certainly in Crucible. Plus, again, I question how stable they are after live die repeating so much, especially my guy here. And what the point was making earlier over there about having, just waking up your newborn infant and being flung into a war zone. Probably not going to end up the most stable of people. Seems like we're done here. Seems. Oh, well, yeah.
Elixni houses are more than tribes for sharing work and resources. They also represent living philosophies. In many ways, the House of Light is traditional. We worship the Great Machine, and we embrace ancestral roles like splicers and scribes. But in other ways, we're different. My father, Mizrax, is Kel of our house, but he does not act as past Kels. He does not take more than his share of ether, and he does not punish by docking limbs. These are radical, but popular ideas in our house. However,
Must have just joined.
Mizrax Kel also believes in peace and cooperation with humanity. This is less popular. Everyone in our house has seen Elixni killed by guardians. Not just warriors, but innocents and hatchlings. I lived for many years among the Awoken, and understand that humans do good things as well. Sometimes. But the others in the House of Light have not been so lucky in their allies as I have. It will take time to earn their trust.
Understandable. And again, the Vanguard do hire psychopaths, give them a license to kill, and throw them off into war. It's not surprising that the Vanguard has murdered innocents. And yeah, I'm not being anyway, in my opinion, OTT calling that other one a psychopath. How else do you consider someone who considers someone pathetic for breaking, seeing a kid dying in their arms, after live, die, repeating, starving to death? Like, fuck her. Seriously, I hope we get the choice to shoot her. Like, oi, what a shit cunt.
Here lies the remnants of Kel's Scourge, a dark period in Elixni history.
Raid boss I missed out on.
After the whirlwind, many Elixni were overcome by feelings of hopelessness. They were homeless, hungry, and hunted by guardians and Hive alike. So when Civics founded Kel's Scourge, promising to return Elixni to power with ancient weaponry, many were drawn to his call. Though the Scourge claimed to fight for Elixni empowerment, in reality, they represented the final degradation of our culture. A once great interstellar civilization, was reduced to an anarchist mob, led by a power-hungry coward. Let ours be a cautionary tale. No matter how enlightened a culture, there are always those who prey on our worst impulses for their own gain.
No matter how enlightened you are, the lizard brain is still there. Whoa, people. Apparently there's even guardians that wear, was it their skulls as jewelry? So yeah, like I said, the Vanguard doesn't exactly weed out psychopathy. That seems to have been it. Mr. Mission? I do hate those random dark portals everywhere. It looks weird. Just put fucking doors somewhere, unless there's gonna be enemies flooding out of it. It's just like in this situation, it's just like what the fuck. You know, it's one thing if it's just an enemy calls it, but it's weird here. Ah, thank you. Handy. Legends. Oh yeah. Volta Glass recently released here. Ishtar Sink Venus. I would like to do it, but it's a raid. There's no matchmaking. Stop doing it, damn it. Keep forgetting right click does that. I should go do this and that. My mind should take that on. You. Oh, this is new, I think. I dislike it. I can't jump around as much, damn it. Ah! I disapprove. What is it with the stripes glass everywhere? They didn't have that before. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's irritating me. Oh, it's still down as Season of Chosen. Weird.
Can't say I'm enjoying lying low, Commander. Reminds me of the old days. But, hey, I'm nothing if not good at following orders. If it was my choice, I'd be there helping you get the Elixni settled in the city. Might be hard to believe, but they're more like us than you think. Just give them a chance, like you did for me. Belask. That's how they say hello. Just so you know.
Oh, it's a good thing that their tongue is at least pronounceable by humans. An alert sounds from the servitor as you approach. On a small view screen, a wireframe image of a cube appears. An access port slides open, and the cube changes to a single word. Analyze. Take the cube of living code you claimed from the Vex in Europa and hold it out in your palm. Its corners and edges move, reforming endlessly in your hand. You place it into the servitor. Servitor scans the cube with a field of soft light for several moments, and emits a chime, and the text changes. Stable. The pictogram suggests that the cube is still somehow connected to the Vex nexus. Mithrax will be able to study secrets, and just by holding it, you are able to access certain permissions from the deep Vex networks. The readout changes once more. Utilize. You nod as you claim the Paradrome orb. Paradrome cube.
Guardian, I greet you in the light. It is I, Mithrax, or Mithrax, as your people say. I speak to you through a servitor we liberated from the House of Salvation. It fuels our camp now, turning raw matter into the ether we need to survive. I will use it to study the Paradrome cube you recovered from the Vex. In this way, it will provide for us both. We are settling into your city. You may have seen the work of the House of Light scribe Ido, my daughter. She has been creating a chronicle of our journey. But there will be time for that later. This city holds great scholars and warriors. Ikora, Osiris, Lakshmi too, even the Saint. They have agreed to aid in your fight against the machines, and I will be your guide. I am a sacred Splicer, one who can touch the light rippling through the Vex networks. For the light is all. The wind through the grass, and the motion of galaxies. In this way, I can see into the Vex domain. But your abilities might grow beyond mine. I have prepared something for you. A Splicer gauntlet. The first made for a non-Elixir. The ether it pulls from defeated foes will let you override the Vex signals. Push back and enter the machine domain as you did on Europa. Bring me data from within, and together we will discover its secrets. Fight bravely. Free your people from this endless night.
I don't get the whole, like, if his name is Mithrax, why not just say it? It's Mithrax, right? Why drop it to Mithrax? It's just kind of weird. I guess if it was a human, like, fuck you, we're gonna say your name slightly wrong. Fine, but it's just kind of weird. Mithrax speaks to you through the Splicer servitor that his House of Light liberated from Emrys's House of Salvation. He explains that he's a sacred Splicer, one specially trained to interface with the light threaded through the Vex network. He's so impressed with your master of the light, he gives you a custom-made Splicer gauntlet to help you focus your own abilities. He's willing to guide you in your journey to become a sacred Splicer, while Ikora, Osiris, Shemi 2, and Saint 14. Remember, anyone with a number like that after their names is one of the Robo people. Assist when they are able. And it's also how many times to being reset. The human mind apparently doesn't take a while to being in a robot body in this. But maybe it was just how shoddily it was. Maybe it was done too shoddily, you know. Fucking knows. Like, the initial ones weren't human enough. But as they made them more humans, warts and all, they became more and more stable. But still, it wore on them after time. And they had to be reset. Which eventually causes memory loss and all that. Like, what the gunsmith keeps going on about. Who knows, maybe they never actually finished the process. Same 14 assist when they are able. He asks that you bring him Vex data so he can begin to decode the mysterious paradrome or cube you claimed from Vex on Europa. Briefs also reveal how to lift the oppressive simulation that hangs over the city. But bravely says, free your people from this endless night. Weird. Embrace your opponents in the light. Distance is an illusion to those who master the light. Splicer must be swift as light or be overcome by darkness. The Vex do not see power like guardians. Their view of time does not permit it. Let's get into some fights. So yeah, so it's a wing for each thing. That's something else. And there is new Umbrals. Past seasons, current season, yeah. New Umbrals, that's the one for the previous thing. So it's completely irrelevant now. Yeah, it's completely irrelevant now. Not really 4 weeks in. Oh, stasis damage. Cryostasia 77k. LN2 burst. Hold trigger to fire. Freezing projectiles. Liquid cooling. Final blows with this weapon enable a charge shot for short duration. Targets hit by this shot are instantly frozen and costed in the weapon's entire magazine.